I'm almost at a loss for words with that. I'm going to be honest with you. Which I know is probably strange and rare. And I think I've just been reading some tweets there, and some people think the gaffer lost us this one. Well, it was a draw. It wasn't a loss. It feels like a loss because 45 minutes United didn't lay a glove on Tottenham, really. We had chances. Bruno hit the bar. Brilliant bit of play. Could have probably finished the game off there. And you could look back and think that was a big opportunity for us that we didn't manage to take. And then trying to figure out why it happened. You can't just lose your napper every time they lose or draw. That feels like a loss. You can't just lose your napper every time you draw, but it feels like a loss. You have to look into the reasons why, and the analysis of they wanted it more is so surface level and shit that it's almost not worth saying. And sometimes there's some validity to that. Not sure that was the case. First half, Manchester United are in complete control. It's dominant. I text Ben at half time, said we should get 4 here. And if it stayed in the same vein, I think it would have done. And been trying to identify what was the difference. And the one difference I can come to can only really be Christian Eriksen. Christian Eriksen, at the moment, has got 45 in his tank, it looks like. And when you got to replace him, the control element of what we had fell apart. And when that fell apart, to be fair, and maybe it was because he was tiring, but at the start of the second half, it was like watching a basketball game. Just end to end to end to end to end to end. We don't need to do this. We're in control here. Let's relax. Hold possession. Dominate the ball. Bore them a little bit. Take the sting out of them. Take the enthusiasm. 2-0 at half time. Here's what you do. You go out and you make 1,000 passes. And you don't let them see the ball. And you bore the fuck out of everyone. And your centre halves have got 400 passes to each other. That's what you want. That's what you do. Because they can't constantly press that. It's inhuman. Can't do it. And then the crowd gets on the back. The crowd was well ready to turn on Tottenham in that game. Well ready. Some people went to that game tonight hoping Tottenham got battered, Tottenham fans, so they could have a right good go at the board. I am certain of it. Wouldn't be everyone, obviously, but I think there would have been some people there that would just fucking smash us United, and then let's have a go at Daniel Levy. And we didn't do that. Fred had a poor game. I think it's the easiest thing to say about tonight's game. The subs aren't good enough. And it's a shame, man, because we started the game so well. Marcus scores. Sancho scores. You've had a brilliant pass from Bruno Fernandes to set Marcus up. And it looked like you could do more of the same of that. And then, like, seriously, what the fuck happened second half? What happened? People are going to put this down to some inspiring words from the manager at half time. It's not any given fucking Sunday. It isn't Hollywood. That's not what happens. At half time, is it possible to change things? Yeah, of course it is. Erik Ten Hag himself has done some stuff this season where United have been better in the second half. Do I think King Ryan Mason went all fucking Braveheart on everyone and they just decided to fucking turn up in the second half? No, I don't. Is it possible he identified some things where United might have got away with it a bit in the first half? Yeah, that's possible. And I always said it's two teams in a game of football, and it's not always Manchester United did this right or Manchester United did this wrong. It isn't always that. Sometimes you've got to, in the Premier League especially, sometimes you've got to accept you are playing an opposition who's got their whole game plan to stop you playing your game plan. And sometimes their game plan works, and that's why you lose. Newcastle being a fantastic example of that, I think, the other week. But I actually do think today was a case of United not executing in the second half anything and allowing Spurs into the game. But even at that, there was a point where Spurs was absolutely pouring the pressure on. I think it was at 2-1, where you're just like, they're scoring next. I'm absolutely certain they're going to score the next goal. It's results and performances like that tonight. A 45-minute performance there, that tonight. You could have gone and made a statement. Jesus Christ, Aston Villa at home. Suddenly becomes, oh shit, that's a bit of a game, isn't it? Aston Villa are absolutely flying at the moment. You know, where do you go? The squad is absolutely paper thin. And even the old faithfuls that you can rely on to put in a performance, the likes of Casemiro, the likes of Marcus. Marcus got a goal and was a bit of a threat, but probably could have done better. Casemiro probably could have done better. You know, there's the... Do you want to say I'm almost lost for words? It's because I am. Oh, man. And actually, something that's probably worth the analysis, because this actually correlates more to anything else. Why are we so bad away from home? How are we so bad away from home? Why are we so bad away from home? Because that's a genuine concern. Now, United, our home form is title contenderish. Our away form is embarrassing. How do you bridge that gap? It's weird because it makes zero sense how you can be so much better at home versus the same opposition playing them away. It isn't like Premier League grounds are intimidating. They're just not. They're not intimidating places to be. Maybe Anfield is. I think the Newcastle game had a bit of their crowd had something to play in it. Outside of that, is there any... Going to the Emirates. The only time there's a fucking atmosphere at the Emirates was when someone served a fucking Pinot Grigio instead of a fucking Chardonnay. There is no atmosphere at most grounds. City thinks some fucking flashing lights and playing Oasis songs is atmosphere. It's not atmosphere. Even United there, it's not intimidating. So it's not that. This isn't Red Star versus fucking Partizan Belgrade, is it? So why are we so fucking bad away from home? Do we try and play more cautiously? It doesn't feel like it. If anything, it feels like we play very open. A team's more cautious coming to Old Trafford and therefore we look better because they're not actually playing to the same level that they could do. That's the biggest one for me that he's got to fix. The biggest one that he's got to fix. And properly. See you in the next one.